Hold all of that, you just snip the whole lot. Put that in then. We'll be here all day taking one leaf at a time. So I've got it all there, and you snip across it.
Good morning, welcome to FreeTeacher. You've joined me here with Shropshire's very own Shropshire Lad,
Oi, oi.
Adam Purnell, proof that I'm cool, because he's cool and he's my friend. And we're picking wild garlic and gonna have a barbecue or a fire pit session. And then we're gonna discuss who exactly were the extremists in the Weimar Republic. Let's pick some garlic and find out.
Extreme!
Extreme. We're gonna do some extreme cooking and find out who the extremists were on the left and on the right. And that's Willow. She's my friend.
Say hello, Wills.
Hello.
Welcome to FreeTeacher.
Yeah, I was just putting a little until I said you had this.
Yeah, look.
I'll take that. I will get to you.
Right, yeah, let me show you how to hold everything properly.
Oh, it's
See, just like the fire behind me that was just lit by Adam Purnell, Shropshire Lad, the Weimar Republic was, let's say, on fire, was ready to burn because of extremism. Who were these extremists? Basically, the extremists came in two different flavours. We can talk about the extremists on the left, my left, and then the extremists on the right. My right. So, Shropshire Lad,
Yeah.
what are we having for dinner today, mate?
Well, we're going to start with some oysters. Being really poncy, but fucking love them. Really tasty, especially with fire. And then we're going to chuck on, we're going to cook a few in the fire. Some of the wild garlic we just picked, we're going to make a nice little kind of vinaigrette to go with that.
Oh, mate.
And then we're going to finish them with some flame basted bone marrow, beef bone marrow.
Flame basted bone marrow.
Oysters.
Oysters.
And it's the bone marrow is from a 45-day aged Shropshire Longhorn.
A 45-day aged Shropshire Longhorn basted bone marrow sort of oyster situation, would you say we got?
That's starters.
That's an extreme starter.
Yeah, man.
And
so
then
we're gonna
what?
have that. And then we've got some venison shot on the Wrekin, which is like a few miles away from here.
Locally executed animal.
Cooked over a mixture of hardwood, which is also sort of forested from the Wrekin.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do some dirty carrots, which is just carrots just thrown in the embers. I've got some greens, some potatoes.
Yeah.
Just some nice sort of potatoes done in bone marrow again.
If you had to guess, would the dirty carrots be extreme on the left or on the right?
I'd definitely say they're on the left.
absolutely correct.
Flumber, dude.
We'll edit out the language because this is free teacher where nobody swears.
Oh, sorry, free teacher.
It's all right.
Guess-
We've
guess-
already bleeped it.
Guess what I said, and what I said is
Yeah.
true.
Thanks, mate. I've not seen him for ages, and I'm really looking forward to him, to the food. Don't take this wrong, mate. And this is Tess, by the way. Shropshire lady. Shropshire lady. She's extreme.
I am.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and then up to you, mate.
Exactly. This is Willow's Extreme Tea. This is
Cup of tea.
possibly communist, extreme on the left, and this would be a nationalist seafood slug tea on the right. There was no centre ground. I am the god of hellfire. This is
You know, It's all right, mate.
Takes off like a hot air balloon.
grab hold of it. He's one of the finest cooks that you can imagine. Right, it's raw oyster time here in Shropshire. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not sure how I'm going to react. This is as extreme as the politics in the Weimar Republic back in the 1930s.
Gonna bang on it.
Right, here we go.
Straight in.
What do I do? Just pour it down? Right. Surprisingly nice, mate.
Yeah.
Nice bit of black pepper in there. Not half as bad as I expected. I thought I was going to vomit. But I'll have another one of those, Chief.
Yeah. Have another.
Right, here it is. It's got some melted bone marrow on it, courtesy of Shropshire Lad. Oh no.
Live on BBC One
Oh,
this
right there.
afternoon,
Let's just
coverage
loosen the
within
oyster.
3:40, except in Wales. BBC One Wales showing Swansea Brentford, as you would expect. They're also on the air.
Decent. This is Schmidt.
Hello.
Me and Schmidt have done a bike trip in Vietnam up to Hue and back, and I just want to ask you, first of all, if you were extreme, would you be communist or nationalist?
At Ashton Gate. Alistair Greaseball texts me, John.
I don't know. I don't know the difference. Sorry.
That's fine. How was your oyster?
It was good. It was better than my last oyster experience. So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, I'll explain the difference in a while. All right, thank you very much. So, Chris, communism basically is that everyone is equal and money gets shared out equally, and that the state owns everything and there's not really private property. Everyone's equal, everything gets shared out. Your enemies are not really the workers from other countries, but they're the rich people within your own country because they hold all the wealth and power, and you kind of work as slaves for them. That's the basics, the very basics of communism, Chris. You with me? Okay. Well, for nationalism, Chris, nationalism really is my country first, my nation first. And this can slide into racism because often your nation, like a nation state, is your people. My people, my nation, my country. It's different, Chris, to patriotism, which is a kind of diluted version, which is, yay, I love my country, I support my team, but I don't really want to go to war about it. I'm not that extreme. You with me, son? Okay, so far so good. So you can see it like this. Patriotism is like, I support my football team. Nationalism is when you're a hooligan in a way for your football team, and I'm keeping this simple. Communism is everybody equal, share out wealth equally. I don't want to fight between different countries. All right, Chris? Okay, now jet off to the sky. Thank you. So, just to recap. If I was a real nationalist, I wouldn't be sporting a Cambodia t-shirt here in the Lake District, or a French one. If I was a nationalist, you wouldn't catch me in a French shirt. They're the national enemy, or were for a long time. Nationalists get all hooked up on this sort of idea, and communists get all hooked up on the fact that they must fight a class war rather than a national war. But it's all a little bit extreme. Except to them, where it's true and it's absolutely normal and it's obvious. And you see, as there'd been a communist revolution in Russia in 1917, which scared the bejesus out of the ruling classes in. Drop of Fred Perry, nationalist. There'd been a Russian revolution. There'd been a revolution in Russia in 1917. So communism, of course, was very easily associated with Russia and Russian influence, and communists who got their inspiration from the Russian Revolution were often seen by nationalists as foreign traitors. So therefore, communists were violently opposed by nationalists. Class or country? I'll try the same question to Adam Purnell, Shropshire Lad. Adam, mate, if faced with it, if you've got to be extreme, would you go for race warfare or class warfare? It's really hard.
Probably class.
Class warfare, so you go more communist. Yeah. Workers of the world unite. Yeah, I think so. I'm the same way.
Yeah, man.
I'm the same way. Cheers, brother.
I think, I'm pretty left.
I'm pretty left, yeah.
I'm pretty left.
He's leftist.
Yeah.
Whereas Schmidt doesn't know. He doesn't know if he's racist or not. Shocker, here in Shropshire. Right, so it's oysters cooking on an open fire. And Wolves against Bristol City on the radio, and we're winning 1-0 at the moment.
See him starting to fizz.
So that's the little fat holder that you get.
It's called a flambadou, so that's got super hot.
Flambadou.
So we're going to get that. We're going to take a big lump of this bone marrow mixed with wild garlic and butter, salt, pepper and a little bit of lemon juice.
Oh, man,
drop that in there. And then we just baste these oysters. There we go.
Oh, delicious, mate.
Still going. Woo! We'll get the fire going with it.
Flambadou. The flambadou has absolutely ignited the occasion.
Yeah, baby. Flame basted. That's what we like. And that's what we'll do the venison later as well.
Mate.
Finish the venison with that.
Mate, really looking forward to it.
So
I'll poo my strides. So there you've just seen the flambadou working on the oysters. It's extreme.
He's never scored. And he won't be scoring anytime soon. No. I think you've got to want to score, John, haven't you, if you're going to score? They say that was a reluctant shot. The cutback from O'Dowd was inviting. Absolutely no place on, just sitting up really nicely for him. He's got 5. Who took the free kick. Yeah, quite optimistic from there. It was, especially near post as well. And what you don't do is you don't get a second bite. Of the
Oh mate,
it's not on target.
Shropshire Lad,
He just leaves it to
flambadoo,
He hit the far
oyster.
post. Little possibilities of
There's nothing communist about it,
or a chance.
but look,
And then the second phase play.
here's Lenin.
Not quite sure from that.
What do you reckon, Lenin?
That's the right decision.
He reckons they're tasty. So, on the right, you've got the SA, the Freikorps, you've got Wolfgang Kapp and the Kapp Putsch, the Nazis. You know, it's all interlinked and all intertwined, but this is pretty much the right wing. And on the left, in particular, you've really got the communists and the different flavours of communism. The most noteworthy being the Spartakists, who did the Spartakist uprising in 1919, and the communists were eventually squashed by Hitler, much to the relief, temporarily, of the West.
And that's why we have oysters.
Thanks, Schmidt. That was Schmidt tying oysters and venison into Weimar extreme politics, and I think he did that. I think he did that very, very, very well.
I might have some actually. Yeah.
Would these be dirty carrots, Ad?
Yeah, well, dirty carrots are normally done like straight in the fire.
Yeah.
But like today I'm doing on the griddle. But yeah, charred carrots, and then they'll be like finished in butter and more like bone marrow mix. It's just gonna basically, that's the star of the show today.
Mate, bone marrow.
Bone marrow, butter.
What was the word again? What's that contraption?
Oh, the flambadoo.
Flambadoo.
Yeah, man. But we probably won't use the flambadoo for these. We'll just throw some in the pan. Got a bit of gravy going. Left over from Christmas. Bit of beef gravy. I haven't got any venison gravy, but you know, they're very similar flavours. It'll work.
Superb.
Proper Shropshire venison haunch. I've cut it across the grain, so we're going to slice this. So we'll get like little kind of discs.
Yeah.
Medium rare deliciousness.
Okay.
It's done. But the real thing that's going to make it tasty is cooking it over this mixture of. This is a mixture of ash, beech, and oak, and it's all felled from the very same forest where this deer grew up. So it's special shit, man.
Brilliant. Nationalist or communist, do you think?
Communist.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Every time.
Workers of the world unite. It's not all about Russia. Superb.
Just didn't get that little bit of luck in the right areas. That was the only difference between the two sides. Magnificent performance second half from Bristol City. Best a really fluent full side. But wow, the difference when they come out, you could feel it almost immediately. They're more purpose, as I said, more pressure on the ball. And they really, I can't remember when it's probably aside from maybe 3, 4, 5 times getting out there on half. Such was the pressure.
Barwick would never really kill off this game after Blackburn were reduced to 10 men just before half-time when Derek Williams was sent off for bringing down Ashley Fletcher just outside the 20 area. And Blackburn was a number of good chances,
Legendary.
which probably in the
Smashed potatoes. Bone marrow, bit of oil, bit of butter.
Yeah. Look at this. 3 people filming 1 pan. 3 men, 1 pan. That is luscious. So Chris, have you got it?
And that's why we have oysters.
Surprised at the way that
Yes, that's why we have oysters.
And that's why we have oysters. And that's why we have oysters.
Bone marrow mixed with wild garlic we picked earlier,
Yeah.
a little bit of butter, some lemon juice, salt, pepper. Lombardoo. Extreme.